Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Kaiser Report. This is where we cut through the noise, expose the spin, and deliver the unfiltered truth on politics, finance, and the chaos shaping the world today. Welcome back. It is a Tuesday morning, and we're here with quite a few things to talk about today. But the main thing to talk about is the fact that the Speaker of the House doesn't like the fact that Trump is holding up the affordable housing bill that we looked at here that Congress put through on a bipartisan method. And they continue to want to say that housing is unaffordable. Well, I had some thoughts on that yesterday that I'd like to share with you all today, because affordability in housing is it unaffordable, or is it that we spend our money, especially the younger people that are out every day in the drive-through coffee places and stopping at Starbucks, standing in line with $7 in your hand for a cup of coffee that could be purchased for 30 cents anywhere else, or $1, or if you do it at home, it's even cheaper than that. So that, coupled with the fact that going to concerts and spending $600 and $700 to get a seat at someone's concert, that should be rethought. The fact that you're going out into bridal parties that are traveling bridal parties that take you to different spots to celebrate the bride-to-be, and then have to travel again to get to the wedding as part of the bridal party. These are all extravagant expenses that people, especially younger people, both men and women, are doing today. The car that you could buy a little cheaper doesn't mean that you have to have the latest, greatest automobile going down the road. We spend money almost as badly as the government spends money in some cases, and this waste causes you not to have a savings account or qualify for a mortgage. Is housing unaffordable? Probably no more unaffordable than it was for our parents coming back from a major war and having to settle into post-war housing, which was in those cases expensive in those days. There's always the military that you can get different types of loan, qualify for different types of loan of that nature, and so on and so forth. It's not that affordable, and I'm not saying in any stretch of the means that the bill put forward on this bipartisan try is bad in any look at things that will make it more affordable are applauded. But then we have a government that does not know how to handle money, and it's been quite obvious all along. And that'll take us to talk a little bit to you about, Donald Trump. He's not a liberal or a conservative. He's a pragmatist. And if you forgot, a pragmatist is someone who is practical and focused on reaching a goal. A pragmatist usually has a straightforward, matter-of-fact approach and doesn't let emotions distract him or her in whatever the case may be. I neither view or believe that Trump views himself as a conservative. I stated that this is my opinion all along about Trump. He is a pragmatist. He sees a problem and understands that this problem has to be fixed. There's no doubt in my mind that he can do that. I watched him personally do it at the Wallman skating ring in New York City. He doesn't see a problem as a liberal or conservative problem, only a problem. That quality in a person should be admired and applauded, not condemned by a whole bunch of people that have never worked a day in their life. But I'm getting ahead of myself here, because viewing problems from a liberal perspective has resulted in the creation of many more problems. More entitlement programs, more victims, more government, more political correctness, and more attacks on the working class people of these United States of America, and all the classes in an economic strata that is struggling today or being perceived as struggling today because of the inability to understand that someone is trying to fix the problems against all odds. Viewing things according to the so-called Republican conservative perspective has brought continued spending, globalism, and globalism is a detriment to the American interest and our well-being here as citizens. It's ineffective. It's malfeasant in some cases. Leaderships that are amounting to a Barney Fife deputy sheriff with appeasement orientated and afraid of its own shadow. This is our people that are sitting in Congress today, covered up by ideology and a pachyderm and an ass of a Democratic Party. That's the long and short of it. Immigration isn't a Republican problem. It isn't a liberal problem. It's a problem that threatens the very fabric and infrastructure of America. This is what's going on with having to remove some of these people from our shores. They're offering money to these people to relocate. If they're afraid of going back to their own country, they can relocate somewhere else of their choice. They're going to be given $2,600 to do it. It's hard to believe that these things continue. Trump uniquely understands that China's manipulation of the currency and the Republican problem, or a Democratic problem, isn't a problem that threatens the financial stability, and understands that the proper balances need to be put in place to fix this. Here again, we're looking at a pragmatist. Donald Trump really never has made a wild pie-in-the-sky promise of cell phones in every pocket, free college tuition, $15 to $20 an hour for a person working at Hardee's. He says what he's thinking. He's unapologetic. And for this outspoken thoughts that he's maligned every day. But he speaks straightforward using everyday language that can be understood by all. And if that's offensive to some, or they dislike him anyway, making him a great communicator for the most part, he does what he says he's going to do. Whether he can mesmerize you in a speech or not, it's right off the shoulder. He tells you what he's thinking. This Trump derangement syndrome nonsense that's going on throughout these United States against the sitting president, whether we like him or not, he has a job to do. He's shown us that he's capable of doing the job. So let's give him a break. Let's give him a prayer tonight for each and every one of us to hope and pray that he does what he says he's going to do. And he's going to make America great again. And that is our opening riff for today. And I hope that you understand what a pragmatic individual we have working on our behalf here in the United States of America. We have some things going on with regard to Iran now that he is up to his eyes in trying to fix. We have Israel that is not behaving themselves in some cases, and that needs to be dealt with, and it probably will be dealt with in the next few days of peace talks. Of course, the mainstream media, one more time, is picking up the end of what the Iranian propaganda machine is putting out about their no desire to talk and this, that, and the other thing. That is all a crock of bull. You cannot believe anything that Iran can come out with and say in this day and time that is believable. in any fashion. Why we have not hit these pockets of places that they can still shoot things from or send out speedboats is beyond my understanding, but I have a fervent belief that our government is understanding where they are and how to get them, if need be. No one likes war, and if you've been through one, you'll understand that you don't want to go back to that. I'm sure that Donald Trump does not want to go back to that. However, we may have to. The Supreme Court decisions yesterday that were made, good and bad for the President of the United States, but it gave him some more understanding of exactly what needs to be done to straighten out a few things with regard to relieving people of their interim positions or positions of power that they were put in for life by other people that may have had lesser good reason to put these people in charge of whether it's a department or not. The news hung their hat on the fact that he can't fire anybody at the Fed. So what? The Fed should be removed from our government with regard to being autonomous. We understand that. It's always been that way until very recently, where we had somebody going along with a party view rather than a view that was good for the United States of America and for our economy. Our economy is doing just fine. The gasoline prices are falling. Food prices will follow. We're going into a celebration of the 250th anniversary of this fine country. Our founding fathers did a very good job. It had nothing to do with racism. It had nothing to do with the fact that people like Al Sharpton are going out and telling people not to celebrate on the 4th of July. Who in the hell do they think they are to tell you or anyone of any skin color what they can and cannot celebrate? He was not a slave. No one alive today has been a slave in this country. We all know this, so stop the reparations junk and stop the division that is being promoted by some in Congress, a mainstream media program that is hell-bent on keeping a racial divide in this country, and go back to the nature that it was founded to be in this country. All men are created equal. And we love this country and always have loved this country. And we will continue. Whether 13 states have decided not to show up, one state had a congressperson that grew a set and put it back together. Pennsylvania will be in the running and manning a booth this 4th of July at the mall, at the Great Mall in Washington, D.C. God bless Mr. Fetterman for all he has done to salvage a piece of the Democratic Party that maybe was our father's Democratic Party. It's a pragmatic situation that we're in right now with both the Iranian war and with our economy as it exists today, which is in good shape. The stock market is doing well. There's ups and downs. If you're smart enough to take those downs and invest in certain things that are up and coming with regard to what's going to take place in the new world that we're looking at, called the AI, and the new generation of power plants that even may come from space. God bless those entrepreneurs that saw fit to put this much money into this new inventive program that may change this entire world, and in some cases for the better. So I wish you would all join me in celebrating this 4th of July for what it really means, the birth of a country that shows us all freedom. If you haven't had the privilege of watching any of the FIFA World Cup series, I saw a heartbreak for Japan yesterday that was terrible. But Brazil was a formative opponent there, and the people in the stands from all over the world are enjoying the United States of America and are amazed at just how wonderful this country really is. It's a shame that some people that live inside of this country, citizens of this country, educated in this country, are hateful toward it. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe their parents in the government didn't hand them enough free things. But with that said, we have to look pragmatically at the situation and understand that it's a small percentage of people that feel this way. And that is our Tuesday Kaiser News Report today, and we're hoping that you will have a wonderful rest of this Tuesday. God bless you all, and remember, when you're out there today, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned here to the Kaiser Report for more information and a look-see at what's going on around this big wide world. God bless you all. Bye-bye now.